Oh man, am I glad to see all of you. Yeah, I'm so glad to see all of you. I have Vermont IPA in hand. Got some Heather brought this back to me, fresh from Vermont in her car. And today is going to be an R18 day. Isn't that exciting? Yes, the R18 is clean. I didn't know this existed. There are services called mobile auto detailing services. And they came to my house for $100 and cleaned the R18. They didn't do a perfect job. You can see here, there's like some blemishes. They just didn't give a shit with the rag. And they did not shine the chrome at all. They didn't shine. There's still a lot of blemishes there. So I got to shine the chrome. But it's so cool to I go to work and I come home and my bike's been cleaned. What a wild thing. Today we're installing some goodies. Let's just get this over with. So Quad Lock had a Black Friday sale. No pajamas today. Had a Black Friday sale, and I've been, you all know that since June, I bought the R18. I have been fed up with this. I don't need to explain to you how crap the R18's TFT system is. It's crap. It's just crap. It's crap. And so I've been waffling over this whole thing. What do I do? Oh, hi. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm waffling on what to do about this because I can't rely on the nav to work. I can't rely on the nav to get me anywhere. And so I'm constantly opening this up when I'm riding and like resetting this and resetting that. I've had to power cycle the bike while moving, like pull the clutch and turn the bike off. I'm so over it. And so I was thinking about putting a Zumo XT right here. I had the Zumo XT already. I would just buy another Touratech locking mount for it and put it there. But that doesn't solve the problem I have with the iPhone and music. And you know, this bike is not going to be taken off-road. I don't need the Zumo XT off-road features. And in fact, I actually love TomTom's map and the traffic so much that I thought maybe I'll just do a TomTom and put it there permanently. The whole thing was just back and forth, back and forth. I finally saw that Quad Lock has a sale, and I decided to go for it. But here's the thing. Here's why I waited so long with the Quad Lock. I need a bunch of shit. Oh, and also, here's the thing too. What kept me from going Quad Lock is the case. I love Apple's cases. I use only Apple OEM iPhone cases. I don't use anyone else's cases. I don't care what you think about that, but that's just how I am. But the thing is, what threw me over the edge here was I realized I'm being a bit of a baby about this, because in order for my iPhone 14 Max to fit into this thing anyway, it has to come out of the case. Every time I got on the bike, I was removing the iPhone from the case to put it into here. And then when I would get my destination, hotel, cabin, campsite, I had to get my iPhone case out of the side box and put the iPhone back into it. And the next morning, take the iPhone out of the case, put it back in here. So I wasn't gaining anything by using this anyway. I was already, if I was committed to an overnighter on the R18, I was already committing to removing my iPhone from its case. So, okay, that problem is no longer an issue. Let's go through this stuff real quick to make sure we're all clear here. So we have a bar clamp. This is their medium-sized bar clamp. I hope it fits. We have a small pivot ring, which is kind of like think of a ram arm mount. We have a vibration damper, hugely important. Do not cheapen out on vibration dampening. If you look at Heather's, she does not have a vibration damper on her Hondo Garage Perfect Squeeze mount, but it's because this is a low vibration motor. But I would say for the Husky 701 and for the R18, you're gonna want a vibration damper. The case, which fits the iPhone, has the Quad Lock mount on it. We have a waterproof adapter. This plugs in to my battery and feeds up to the this thing right here, which is the weatherproof wireless charger. So what will happen was the iPhone case will dock onto this. It'll turn 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of a turn, whatever you want to call it. It will inductively, wirelessly charge the iPhone. And then the iPhone is just going to live up here, right here. I don't have to run any cables from the powerlet. I just have charging right there. I'm gonna run the wire down here, under there, and then right to the battery, which sits down here. So it's gonna be a kind of project. The reason I'm doing a long intro is I wanna kind of give you that scope of it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically make sure it all works. I'm gonna just install completely by myself. Once I know it all works, I will come back to you all and I will go through kind of the, here's what I learned, here's what I didn't learn, and hopefully we all learn together. But what will happen in the end, ideally, is that the iPhone will be sitting right here, but out a couple of inches. So I'll move it to basically here. It'll sit on a vibration damper. It'll be inductively charging. I hate wireless charging because it's not wireless, it's inductive charging. It is connected. It'll be inductively charging, and I'll have access to next song on my music when this crashes. See my next turn on my turn-by-turn directions, whether that be Waze or TomTom or Apple Maps or Google Maps when this crashes. I'll have access to phone calls coming in and text messages coming in when this crashes. And so I'll have all that stuff right there. And so you can ask yourself, Adam, why spend an extra $5,000 on the big TFT screen? Well, I like the fairing. I like having the wind protection. I like having a tachometer, which the R18 Classic and base models don't have. I like having a fuel gauge all the time, which the Classic and the base model doesn't have. It's an electronic fuel gauge you have to thumb through in the menu button. I like having those things. So, I'm just going to have to make do with the fact that TFT thing is just going to be a dumb screen that in its mode, it's 24/7 mode, on my keys are in here, is basically just an R18 picture of the motor. It's just going to sit there and tell me the time. That's okay. All right, long intro, I know. Let's get to this install, and I'll hopefully get through it in one night. So as you can see, we have the quad lock installed. I went outside to kind of do this video earlier, and I figured while I was out here, I'll show you the whole thing. So the quad lock mounts to the handlebar there on the bottom. Then you have a small kind of ram style arm they provide. And you can see on the bottom, there's a wire coming out the bottom right there of that little base. That wire is your USB cable. It's USB-C on one side, USB-A on the other. You could, using their wiring kit, which I ended up returning, wire all the way back to the battery. I didn't need that. I ended up getting this 90-degree, and I'll put a link in the description, this 90-degree USB-A powerlet DIN powerlet plug thing in the blue right there, which guarantees that the bike will not drain with the phone here, basically, because the powerlet will turn off when the bike turns off. That's why I did it this way, versus doing a complicated wiring with the battery. It's very tight underneath the bike, and this works out. You can see how the cable's managed perfectly. I have the USB going down the handlebars and then just zip tying to the handlebars so it's out of sight. On here, though, you can see we have a anti-vibration mount. I think this is essential if you have a modern smartphone. All modern smartphones in like the $1,000 and up range have optical image stabilization built into the cameras. And so you can see here how it moves around. That play, it doesn't rattle too much when you're driving it, but that play keeps the phone from receiving all of the vibrations coming off of the handlebar. And so this is just a really nice way to guarantee that your OAS system is never going to get broken. There's the quad lock. Obviously, when you install a quad lock case, your MagSafe / Qi charging that you have through the iPhone doesn't work anymore. So if you have a bunch of MagSafe bases like I do around the house, what I do is I basically only run the quad lock case when I'm going to ride the R18. If I'm not, I'm running this Apple leather case. This is my standard case all the time. So I just keep the quad lock case on the R18, and I pop the iPhone in there when I'm going for an R18 ride. Maybe one day I'll go all quad lock, but it's just a lot of work. So I'm just gonna keep it the way it is for now. It's a wireless charging quad lock base, though. That's that little thing that goes behind, a little puck thing there. So it wirelessly charges the phone. It's dampening the phone's vibrations, fully locked in. And it's a good viewing angle. This is pretty much the quad lock setup. Like I said in the intro, $150 roughly to get into this whole thing. You could save some of that by opting to not have a wireless charger, and also by not having the damping system. But the arm, the handlebar mount, and the phone case, got to go with. I've been running this now for 2 months. I filmed the first video 2 months ago, and no issues at all. Highly recommend this setup. I will not move this over to the GS or the dirt bike because I like the Hondo Garage Perfect Squeeze more because it's more stable. But for the R18 for street riding, no complaints about this at all. As for why I didn't put a Hondo Garage Perfect Squeeze on the R18, doesn't really match the style, if I'm being honest. It just kind of looks out of place on the R18. That's why I think this is the best solution for this kind of riding environment. Yeah, so click right there. You go in sideways, slide it on, and you click into place, and you're in. That's it. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And BMW, shame. It's a shame I had to buy this. I was trying to use your little cubby and use your TFT system. Shame. Have a good day.